Let's understand A Tale of Valour, a story of Major Somnath Sharma and the Battle of Badgam in this video. By the end of this video, you will be completely clear about his story, his actions, and why this episode matters for your exams. We'll begin with the tense 1947 backdrop, break the battle into simple steps, and point out exam-ready facts you can use. Think of the story like a short film. A setting, a brave lead, a sudden crisis, and a small action that changes everything. First, the context. After partition, Pakistan launched Operation Gulmarg to seize Kashmir using trained tribal fighters and irregulars. The strategic aim was to capture Srinagar airport because whoever held the airfield could control supplies and reinforcements quickly. On 26 October 1947, Kashmir acceded to India. And on 27 October, Indian troops were airlifted into Srinagar to hold the territory. D Company of the 4th Kumaon Regiment, led by Major Somnath Sharma, landed in Srinagar on 31st October 1947. Picture him. His left arm was in plaster from an earlier injury. Yet he insisted on leading his men into action. On 3rd November at Badgam, his 90 soldiers faced an attack by roughly 500 infiltrators backed by Pakistani forces. The enemy used a feint to hide their strength, then launched a bigger assault from another direction. Major Somnath immediately requested airstrikes and personally laid out ground panels to guide Indian aircraft to the target. Visualize him under enemy fire, signaling planes while moving among his men, loading magazines, and directing fire. Despite being outnumbered, he kept his soldiers focused, allocating weapons, motivating them, and organizing their defense under heavy shelling. When asked to withdraw because ammunition was low, he sent his famous message about fighting to the last man and the last round. He said, "The enemy is only 50 yards from us. I shall not withdraw an inch," and remained firm. A mortar struck moments later, and Major Somnath was killed instantly at just 24 years of age. His calm courage inspired his men, who held their ground for over 6 more hours under intense attack. Those 6 hours delayed the enemy long enough for reinforcements, including the Punjab regiment, to arrive by air. The result was decisive. More than 300 enemy fighters were killed or wounded, and Srinagar stayed with India. For this bravery, the 4th Kumaon Regiment earned the Battle Honour Srinagar, and Major Somnath received the Param Vir Chakra posthumously. Remember this key fact: he was the first ever recipient of the PVC, a frequent point in exam questions. Why does this story matter beyond facts? Because it shows how leadership, sacrifice, and small unit resolve can shift a strategic balance. Analogy. Think of the company as a small dam holding back floodwaters. Short delay, huge impact on what happens downstream. Tactical takeaway. Control of an airfield in mountain warfare is often the decisive factor for logistics and quick reinforcement. Exam tip. Link dates and events. 31st October arrival. Battle of Badgam on 3rd November. Major Somnath Sharma, 1st PVC. These anchor your answer. Also note his background: Sandhurst training, service in Burma, and a family military tradition. Use these lines to add depth in answers. In paper writing, connect his actions to themes like duty, patriotism, and the strategic defense of territory. A common UPSC angle asks for significance. Always highlight the airlift, defense of Srinagar airport, and the wider impact on Kashmir's outcome. Quick recap. Operation Gulmarg, the 27th October airlift. D Company lands on 31st October. Battle of Badgam on 3rd November. Somnath's sacrifice holds the line. Major Somnath's name is etched on the National War Memorial, and his regiment carries the honour Srinagar as a lasting tribute. His story teaches that courage, leadership, and a single unit's resolve can change the course of events against overwhelming odds. If you remember one vivid image, him laying out ground panels under fire, you'll recall the entire event and its significance. Practice framing answers. Start with context, narrate the event briefly, add tactical significance, and end with lesson or legacy for clarity. And towards the end, we will understand a key idea that most UPSC aspirants miss: the strategic value of logistics and air control in 1947. That idea explains why holding an airfield mattered as much as battlefield bravery in determining who kept Kashmir. So for exam, answers don't just narrate heroism. Explain how that heroism bought time and space for strategic reinforcement and logistics. Keep revising these points and practice a 2-minute narration so you can answer confidently under exam pressure. Thanks for listening. Major Somnath's brief life is packed with tactical lessons, human courage, and clear exam connections. To explore more timelines, practice questions, and ready-made answers on this topic, continue your preparation with EduRev and join the next lesson.